Everybody, Adam Klisick here, CEO of Skilly. Quick updates this week, but a little bit of a really exciting preview for the next session in letters. So let's go ahead and quickly flop right over to networks. And if you're not familiar with networks, don't worry, because you can be part of a network, but it's not a direct feature that you as an individual Skilly Guide owner might have. So let's go ahead and over and make sure you dial in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here at morepowertogether.org. Morepowertogether.org collects almost 690 AI guides together in the human services space, directed by Skilly, part of the Forbes Funds and the Greater Pittsburgh Nonprofit Partnership, so that anyone can direct anyone via this conversational directory to find services in need. All the major pillars of services that might support a household. What you're going to notice in these directories, though, is that from a parent or primary guide at the top, like Skilly, you can go ahead and ask for things such as, where can I get my friend some help who is struggling with substance abuse disorder? Now, what you're going to notice is something that feels very familiar to the way that your individual Skilly guide can actually represent. But as I go ahead and expand here, you're going to notice something a little different. And that's, in addition to sort of the normal types of answers and resources that we would provide, is also an introduction to other AI Skilly guides that are around Southwestern PA. So Renewal, Light of Life, Sojourner House, and the list goes on. We have the ability then to click on any one of these guides and start a new chat. And what you're going to now see below, because I clicked on Light of Life, which is hope, that I'm inside the same conversational thread, but ultimately talking to a new Skilly guide. I bring this up for two reasons. One, if you are a nonprofit or social impact organization or human services org, you are welcome to email us and have join morepowertogether.org. The second thing is that we can actually create referrals from one of your Skillies to another. So if you've gone out and taken that adventure and created more than one Skilly AI guide, we are happy to show you exactly how to do that. This will allow you to have one Skilly guide refer to another Skilly guide based on starting in perhaps the generalist homepage and then needing specifics about a program. But the other thing that's really interesting is if you find yourself in a place where you're a convener and a community leader about a particular cause or opportunity, you yourself can now apply to start your very own network. This will allow us to not only bring in existing Skilly guides that are in a complementary space, but also have multiple of your guides in the same network. And if you go ahead and reach out to us today in the month of March, we're happy to actually buy the vanity domain for you, in this case, morepowertogether.org. Now, full disclosure is that we have to actually own the domain. That's how our technology works. But if any of those circumstances I just talked about are exciting, please reach out. But here's the big news. Many of you have been asking about how you could further your relationship for those that are coming to visit your website, your social media links, your email signature links, QR codes, or even SMS. And starting next week, we're going to open an alpha up for consumer profiles. This will allow anyone in a safe and secure way that comes to your website and talks to your Skilly to develop their own inbox, and therefore aggregate and consolidate all of their conversations across now the thousands of Skilly guides in one place. Now, with this is going to come some really important privacy measures. First and foremost, if nobody registers a profile by logging in with Google or Microsoft, you don't have to worry about anything because they're completely de-identified. But if they choose to have a free profile, which doesn't cost anyone who's visiting your site anything, they'll be able to share your conversations, but they'll also be able to have three major controls to protect their privacy. The first is that even if they register on an ad hoc basis, when they're going to be chatting, they'll be allowed to go into incognito mode. For all sakes and purposes, this will keep them effectively in the data as a de-identified user. The second thing is that they'll actually be able to turn off any identification permanently in their profile. And the third is that they'll actually be able to stop messaging. Now, You're probably wondering what I mean by messaging, and this is something that's really cool and gonna come out, which is in the future, in just the next couple weeks, if you're part of our alpha program, you'll actually be able to send messages via the Skilly platform to the person in a conversation, even if they're de-identified. Now, we don't allow you to kind of continuously message them, and they'll certainly be notified, but we wanted to put all of this amazing stuff on your radar so that you're starting to think about it and ask questions. Okay, that's really the update for today. I know we dropped a little bit on you in the networks and a lot on you for consumer profiles. So as always, please feel free to get time, reach out, or let us know how else we can help. Thanks.